Ah, fuck my dick.
It's time for whiskey and shenanigans.
Hello, nation, and welcome to episode 3 of the 10 Inches Insider. Get excited because everybody is when you get 10 Inches Insider, which you currently are right now thanks to what? Google Play, iTunes,
YouTube.
Wherever you're finding us, thanks for looking us up, guys. We are 10 Inches Between Us. I'm Jon Ryno. To my left is Mike, a.k.a. Big Johnson.
Sup?
And the bass player of
10 Inches Between Us.
That's right, guys. And in studio tonight, studio again being Mike's, what do you call this, dining room?
Yeah, it's the dining. Well,
Kitchen?
no one really eats here hardly ever, but yeah.
What do you do at this table other than record podcasts?
Play Dungeons and Dragons.
Do you dress up for that shit?
No, we're not that deep into it.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. So the Dungeons and Dragons / podcast table,
Yes.
known as the studio.
Yes.
And tonight we have
Steve Mullican.
Steve Mullican. Introduce
You saying
yourself.
that right?
Yes, it is Steve Mullican. It is not Mulligan.
Ken.
It is Mullican.
Okay, like Mulligan being
Like
what you guys call
Mullican
in
do
golf.
No, there's no Mulligan here. There's no Mulligan stew.
No do-over?
No.
Just-
It's just Mullican.
Just Steve straight up.
Steve, I've been called a lot worse, man. It's, it's...
Buddy
it's
Mark
all
calls
good.
you homie.
Homie has been the name for a long time.
Why? Where did it come from? Come on, give us the details, man. This is called the 10 Inches Insider because we want the intimate
Okay,
details.
well,
Break it
I'm
down.
gonna not mention any names to protect those that ain't so innocent. But,
Well done. We do that a lot here.
But what ended up happening is I walked in one time. This guy, I was dating this girl, and we went to his house. And so when we arrived, he said, this girl and Steve are here. Well, he also knew another couple with the same name, so he told them to come on in, just go in the back room. And I walk in the back room, and this dude is sitting there weighing out pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Heavy
wait.
hitter.
He was a heavy hitter. And I'm like, whoa. And he instantly put his head down, He's like, oh, shit, I just, I really screwed
Did you
up.
call him what, like Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco? What was your
I looked at
nickname?
him and I said, hey, man, I'm the last person you got to worry about.
Right.
But you might not want to just let anybody walk up in your room when
Right. This is not a smart move.
This is not a smart move,
Right.
And then he said, I thought you were somebody else. And...
Who was he hoping you were? Maybe Steve Mulligan. Perhaps, since you were not him.
It was actually someone else I knew whose name was Steve.
No
it was
shit.
someone I actually even knew too, and it was this
Wow.
girl. And so I was like, wow. And then we ended up from that day forward, we became like best of friends.
I wonder how that happened.
It's amazing.
Isn't it weird how you can just instantly know that you have a connection with someone?
Oh, and he was a really cool guy, but it was homegrown that he was breaking up. It wasn't like he was some real heavy hitter. He just,
He just got his hands up.
he was driving a Knox or Nord Judson, in the fall time.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, so-
man. Look at him through the tree roots, huh?
Yeah, so
at the
it wasn't
stuff.
like this was some right off the boat shit. This was, some right out of the ditch shit. So, but anyway, still, it was homegrown, and then from that came, homie.
Oh, all right.
I mean, like from
All
Boys
right.
in the Hood,
Yeah.
and this because as being
Well, don't go talking
Caucasian,
that shit or we'll pull your card, man. That's all I'm saying.
it's
On
true.
this show, we got to keep it real.
and that's true. And I'm trying to keep this real here because as a big old 6'8", 300-pound redneck, being called homie is really confusing for some.
Yeah, I was wondering how that worked. But, I get it now.
I was like,
Yeah.
when I told Mark you were going to come on the show, and he's like, oh, homie? I'm like, Steve. Homie. No,
Why
Steve.
would you say that?
Yeah.
The worst one was for a while I was being called Richard.
Because you're a dick?
It was something like that.
Okay, I was wondering-
You're pretty
I
quick,
was-
man.
I was trying to
I
get
couldn't
that
get
in.
nothing past you on that one.
No, you don't seem like it though.
Oh, well, the whole thing was, it wasn't even for being a dick. It was, I went by my, alter ego, which was Richard Gozinia.
Oh,
Yes.
man. If you ever want to play with 10 inches between us, you've got an open invitation.
That's
I will
awesome.
be happy to drop back on guitar and give you the microphone, and you
Special guest, Richard Gozinia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to introduce that.
Oh my God. Let's set this up. Anytime you want to do it. What's our next show?
May 20th,
May 20th. Where are we playing?
Mickey's Pub in St. Joe.
St. Joe, Michigan. You want to go to St. Joe,
Wow, I might
Michigan?
have to make a trip. And, But you guys got to come to my show on the 27th.
Okay, where at?
Get You Some is, I might as well let everybody know, I play in 2 different bands. Cover band, I play in the cover band that plays different bars and different places, called Get You Some. And we cover a lot of classic rock, alternative rock, little in between everything. Revolution Machine is the original rock band that is 3-piece that I play guitar and do vocals in. Get You Some, I just do vocals. But
Okay.
Revolution Machine, we're 3-piece and primarily all original. We do some choice covers, but in our own way.
Okay.
Perfect.
And so Get You Some is, we're playing at Knuckleheads this Saturday.
Being
April
tomorrow?
20,
Being tomorrow
April 22nd
from-
tomorrow. From 9 to 1. Sometimes it gets later. It all depends, but...
Depends on how the guitar solos go, right?
Exactly. If they're sucking, then we're going to try to cut that shit off early.
Yeah. We'll be off by midnight if the guitarist isn't on.
But our
you know-
guitar player, Mr. Al Pearson, Mr. Paco, is he's phenomenal. He's a great player.
Do you know what the next show for Get You Some is, in case I don't get this published?
And that's going to be May 27th. That's what I was saying. The following
okay.
weekend, we're at Hickory Hills Campground in Bass Lake.
Oh, it's right.
Oh,
yeah.
right by the drummer.
Right by our drummer's
What do
place.
you know? All I know is when we go to the drummer's house, there's a sign that says "Welcome to Bass Lake," and I think there's a road that goes right.
And it's 2 houses. Now we told everyone where he lives.
They've been
Yeah,
talking.
no, don't say
You know
that.
what's really cool
Don't
about
let
there
people know
too?
where-
They've been talking about paving the roads there.
What?
Yes,
I would be
seriously.
disappointed if
This
they
is
did that.
crazy talk.
I'm not even all that connected to the community, but I'm like, no, I like the way it is.
It's true. Well, they just added gravel recently.
Yeah. Was it dirt?
Well, I don't know.
Did you guys just like bush hog the weeds? Like, how did you get to your houses?
Well, the Indians end up moving out.
Wait, are we talking slushy or teepee?
Definitely
Slush?
TP.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Which Indians are we? Are we talking about Native
We're not talking about the
Americans?
thank you, come again. We're talking about thank you, come again. No, we're talking about.
Okay,
no,
okay.
seriously. Yeah.
Really?
Well, when you get right past the second pyramid, you're pretty close to Bass Lake. So it really is. When you get to the third pyramid, you went too far because it's in between.
Oh, okay.
If you make it to the third period, do you ever make it back?
I've never pushed myself there.
Oh, you've never been to the edge. You don't know.
No.
Okay.
You two are in a whole new world. I don't even know where we're at right now.
How much is peyote where you're from? No, I'm just kidding. Don't answer that question.
I really can't, but $5 and
Okay, right, but I can take you to a place where they can answer that question.
I know a guy who's
hey, I know a
married
guy
to.
that knows a guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Muffin Man?
Yeah. The Muffin Man? The
Muffin Man.
Fantastic. Okay, so you've got a cover band.
Get yourself.
Does local or like what do you guys? What's your favorite cover that you do?
Ooh, well,
As far as covers go, what gets the okay? 2 questions.
okay.
What gets the best reaction, and what's your favorite one to play? Because there is a difference there.
There is a big difference.
Right.
Because, and actually it's funny you asked that, because the song, I just personally have never liked it. It never really, whatever. We do Far Behind by Candlebox.
Okay.
And I personally, no, I can't. But yet that song goes over so well. It was like, I used to be in this band called Taken, and we played for a while back around 2011, 12.
I feel like we played with a band who might have been wearing one of your shirts.
Yes,
did you
we
share
did.
shirts?
Yes, we did.
Okay. All right. You had merch.
And yes, we did.
Well done.
Merch is where it's at if you really want to make some money.
Wait. The name of the band was what?
Taken.
Tony. Tony had a cut-off navy blue shirt that had like a circular emblem with Taken across the shirt.
You're right.
I am dead. It almost looked like a compass, maybe.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Tony's our old drummer. Yeah.
Wait, is this a legitimate possible design for that band?
Absolutely.
Okay. Our old drummer used to wear a cutoff of your shirt.
He did.
On stage with us.
Now I
pretty much
remember
everywhere.
the visions
You
popping in.
remember?
Yes,
It was like a
that's
gray
wild.
circular. It looked like a compass or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something. And it said "taken" across, right across the chest. No shit.
Small world.
Small world.
It's a small world after all. All right. So anyway, go ahead.
So anyways, man, it was 4:20 yesterday, and I can't remember what I was trying to say right now.
Go fucking figure.
I can't imagine. So,
You were talking about your Candlebox cover and how
I hated it.
No.
Yeah.
I really did. Let me be frank about it.
But that gets a good reaction from the
But
crowd.
it does. It really does. And
Okay.
it's just like our guitar player. He hates doing Interstate Love Song.
Really? How? could
And
you
so
hate
we
that
always
song?
play these songs together just to, kind of like, oh, you're going to make me play that well.
Right. Fuck you.
As a bass
fuck you.
player, I hate playing that song.
Really?
Yeah, because it's that's all I do.
That's Vaseline.
Oh, it's Vaseline.
That's
right.
Vaseline.
So Vaseline,
Fucking
I don't
wrong.
like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're getting into a song that is just a repetitive hook, that is your time to go to the stage, go to the front of it, put your leg up on one of the monitors, and headbang so the crowd gets into it.
Why do you think I
Because
bounce
it's a
all over the
simple
place?
fucking song.
That's why I'm jumping everywhere when I do play.
What are you trying to say about our band?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
But I got to tell you, though, so that's the song that I really don't like doing. The songs that I love doing is me and the drummer of the band used to be in a band called Pound. And we played primarily out of Chicago area for about 4 years. And we were like a triple tribute band, Ozzy, Zepp, and Van Halen.
Just all three of them. Why the fuck not?
Why the
Dude,
fuck not?
So you were a rock band, is what you
My-
mean?
Well, we did
Purest
Iron
sense of the
Maiden.
word.
We did some Iron Maiden. We did some Dio.
What?
Yeah, my
Like
30th.
Run to the Hills kind of shit?
Hallowed be thy name.
Oh.
My 30th birthday is when I first met Steve, and he was playing for Pound, and it was at a place called Java Jim's here in LaPorte.
Yeah, Java Jim's.
And yeah, no, it was all that and more. He said it was awesome.
We
Yeah.
played there quite a bit. Yeah, it was,
That place was really cool.
it was super cool.
I mean, it was one of those
Open glass window into the place.
coffee shop turned bar rock venue.
Yeah.
They had all the stupid shit on the walls. You know, like you were in a Fridays or TJ.
Wait, all this went down and people were sucking down soy mocha.
No,
No, not just.
Way back in the day, like in high school days for well, you were probably still in grade school then. But for Steve
Hey,
and I,
fuck you! You know, look, man, just because I'm fucking young and gorgeous doesn't mean you have to fucking hate on me.
I'm not hating, but for Steve and I, back in our high school days, Java Jim's in LaPorte was a coffee house. People would go there, but then then they closed down, right? Yeah. And they reopened as a bar, Java Jim's. And
Well, it's called the Fret House.
that's right, it was a fret house as a coffee.
Did you say frat or fret?
Fret.
Fret.
Oh, like
Fret
like
house.
Yeah.
fret as
Fret.
in worry or as in the
Guitar.
metal thing? on
Guitar.
your
No, it was a guitar.
Okay,
Like,
I just wanted to
people
know.
come in and play and do
I
that.
thought maybe people went there with anxiety problems.
No,
It
no.
was a support.
No, come
they
in and
just happened
play.
to just be there.
Beat poetry and you know,
Oh, so you
acoustic
clicked a
sets
lot?
and whatever. Yeah. But no, at Java Jim's, my 30th birthday.
On average, what was the percentage of fedora wearers to not fedora wearers?
Well, you know your places. Let me tell you.
Yeah. It's a simple question.
But
It's cool, man.
Java Jim's 30th birthday, Pound was playing. That's when I first met Steve, and it was great. Yeah, I did all the Ozzy and help me out here.
Zeppelin. And it was primarily
And
David
Van
Lee
Halen.
Roth.
Don't forget Van Halen.
It was
Now-
primarily Dave. We did a couple Sammys, but for me, Van Halen is definitely David Lee Roth.
Now, how do you feel about Ice Cream Man by Van Halen?
How do you not feel about it?
Oh my God! Thank you for that answer. Okay, did you play it?
I not only played it when I was a little kid, when that came out. I used to lip sync to that all the time in front of my family.
Shit.
Yeah, and I would
Well
put it on.
done.
I grabbed the old tennis racket. And I would
Yes!
sit there, you know.
Do you realize when I was a
Wow,
kid,
you just stopped
I
me.
used to impersonate Elvis, and I used to put a pup
You're
tent
shitting me. No, you didn't.
as a cape. I had a red pup tent, and I put it on my wrists with my sister's hair bands, and I would
God.
impersonate Elvis for my family. This is fucking weird.
Wait, I'm just going to get weirder.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
ready?
Let's take it there.
For my family, I used to impersonate Elvis.
No!
And it started off, this is no shit. This is where the whole singing thing really kicked off. At about 5 years old, when Elvis was even still alive. I used to go down to a barber shop in Michigan City. My mom would take me to get my hair cut there, and I was already impersonating Elvis as a kid.
Right.
And getting such close to the actual voice of him. I don't like talking about this shit, man, because I'm not that dude. This sounds really egotistical shit.
No, go ahead. This is great.
No,
I
this ain't
guarantee
great.
you I will out-ego you by the end of the show.
No.
I promise.
No,
So
because
you go
I'm
ahead
not
and
that
feel good
dude,
about
man.
yourself.
I hate fucking arrogant motherfuckers. But this is true story. There was this barber shop. It was two Polish brothers that cut hair on Michigan Boulevard in Michigan City. And they called me the kid with the golden voice. And they would actually have me get up and sing fucking Elvis Presley.
At the barber shop?
At the barber shop.
So this is your first gig.
And this is my first gig.
Steve Mullican's first gig was at a barber shop.
In Michigan City on Michigan Boulevard. And for these two older Polish brothers named Charlie, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they were really cool
Let's just
guys.
call him Schlotsky.
Well, it could have been something close to that.
Sure.
But anyways, and my mom was a singer, and she loved to sing, and she'd go around, and she had the 45s, and so I grew up on all that old school shit like Elvis, and then starting to mimic vocals, and I started mimicking Ozzy and started mimicking these, and that's where I like playing in the cover band because I get to mimic and do this and that with the different people.
Okay, so when you're going into a song, let's say an Ozzy song, what is your strategy for mimicking that voice? What do you got to do to put yourself in Ozzy's mind? Because Ozzy's the dude who bit the head off a bat accidentally. He's the guy who's been on
Quote
everything.
unquote.
Look, they said that they were throwing a bunch of rubber bats because he came out right about the time.
We
that
all
he
know
said
the
he was
story.
Prince of Darkness.
Well, here's
and
the
then
thing.
one was actually real and he accidentally bit it. Either way, a man who has bit the head off a bat, how do you put yourself in that mindset and impersonate his
Well,
voice?
this is answering that, but off of it a little bit.
Perfect.
And that is, I am by far the hugest fan of Randy Rhoads.
Yes.
Randy Rhoads is by far one of my biggest musical influences. And so he ends up, with Ozzy, he resurrected basically his career. He was, if you watch some of the older Black Sabbath era material, like in the late 70s, it's not the greatest if you watch of Ozzy.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I thought Ozzy was I thought he was born at the top of the world.
Well, he was awesome, and he's a pioneer, and there's no doubt about it. He's amazing, but he was in a really bad place in the late 70s. And then he ends up meeting this guitar god who...
Now you say that Randy Rhoads resurrected Ozzy. What do you feel about Quiet Riot after he left?
Well,
Quiet
of
Riot?
course. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, exactly.
And then here's Quiet Riot. Ooh. So Randy Rhoads, essentially, in your opinion, was Quiet Riot.
Well, actually,
Own it.
no,
Own it.
I can't because of the simple fact Quiet Riot never did anything with Randy Rhoads.
Okay, fine, you win.
But it's
in
true.
one simple sentence, he smashes the whole argument.
No, he did it because they had Quiet Riot 1 and Quiet Riot 2 that was
Yes.
only released in Japan.
Yes.
They never got a contract within the United States, and then their band was fizzling out. They went as far as they could go, and then Randy meets Ozzy. They get together. They have that chemistry, which is one thing in the bands. Like, we're all in bands here. You get with certain people, and you automatically know, man, we jive. This jams. There's a chemistry here. And then you get with guys that are phenomenal musicians, but, yeah, okay, no.
Can we pause for 1 second on this band chemistry thing? And I have to ask you a question because it rings true in our band.
Okay.
And it's funny because we've been drinking since I got off work, and somehow
Me too.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. And it's good that we're all here together.
We're musicians. That's what happens.
Right. We were actually just talking about this tonight, about how relationships in the band threaten your relationship at home. Are you married? Okay, I didn't know what that ring symbolized.
This is my symbolization right here that I am married.
Okay, so does your wife ever get threatened or jealous of your relationship with your fellow musicians because of that chemic bond that you were just talking about?
This is my second wife.
Okay. The first one obviously got too
Yes,
jealous.
the first one was not real fond of it.
Sure.
The second one is very supportive because she really loves me and, she wants me to be happy and pursue my dreams.
Right.
And that's how you know when you got somebody that loves you because they want you to be happy. When you got somebody that's, wanting you to conform, then how much do they really love you or how much do they love the person they want you to be?
Right.
Similar to the theme we always talk about. Everyone wants to date somebody in a band until they're with somebody in the band.
Yeah, until they date somebody.
Now, I have literally had girls come up and give me their number right in front of my wife.
Right.
And I just look at her and smile, And it's because she knows who I'm going home with.
Right.
And she supports me. She's at my shows.
Well, there's definitely a different persona, at least for me anyway, from my regular life me and then when I'm on stage. You got to act it up. You got to get out there.
And that's what she says too. She feels the same way. She's like, you pay these people attention and, and it's not just paying them attention. I appreciate anyone that comes out and sees us play or wants to have a good time. I mean, anybody can sit at home and be a bump on a log and, whatever. Get out and have a good time and let loose. I mean, what are you going to do? Sit on your deathbed and go, man, I'm glad I just sit there in my chair.
Right. And you know what? Monday through Friday, you got to do the work thing, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Oh my God.
So on the weekends, when we normally play out most,
Right.
that's when we expect people to drop their goddamn personas and just let loose and be themselves. And that's all we're really asking, right?
Right.
Is that not true?
It's like when I play in the band. I'm very laid back. That's just I'm not real high strung. So
Really, because Tommy Chong over here is not real high strung. Because your voice is Tommy Chong. Can you give us some Tommy Chong? Do you impersonate him on stage at all?
No, I don't do that at all.
Can you do the Come On Cheeks Stay Together from that one movie? When he's about to shit his pants on the road? I don't remember which movie it was. What was it? He said, "Come on, cheeks, stay."
Hey, but literally,
hilarious.
my cat's name is Tommy Chong.
Really?
Yes.
That is fucking
It's
awesome.
not surprising to me.
I have a
in
long-haired
movies.
cat named Tommy Chong who is perpetually stoned. I call him the feline unit because he will sniff this shit out.
Yes.
And he's got a serious addiction to catnip.
It's all right.
He loses his mind over that shit.
I'm gonna bring us all the way back around
Okay, here we go.
to the first question that we haven't
Yes.
got the answer yet.
Yeah,
for.
we did. I guarantee you we did, and I can prove this after you ask it.
What was the cover that you enjoy playing?
Ooh.
Stacy's mom.
No,
It was totally Stacy's mom. I
it
know.
was Far Behind was the one he hates playing.
I am.
But we never got to the
real.
other part of it.
No, actually some of the my favorite has been the Zeppelin and Ozzy, of course, because that's what I grew up on. That's what I love. My all-time favorite band's Led Zeppelin.
Why?
Why not? I mean,
Here's my thing. It's not that Zeppelin was not talented, but I don't understand their cult-like following.
because either you got it or you didn't. I mean, that would be like with anybody. I could say the same to a lot of bands where I go, really? Why? And it don't make sense to me.
Right.
But that's what makes the music world go. See, and I'll profess this. I have no problem saying I fucking hate country music.
Okay.
I mean, I really do. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. How, shaka how. I mean, that's what every time I hear country, that's what I hear is how.
Right.
And somebody's.
By the way, we are really expecting a reaction from the country crowd out there. Please prove him wrong. We would love to talk about it later. Continue.
I mean, I and this comes from a guy that was raised by a Southern family. I don't think it really has anything to do with it.
How Southern?
Both mom and dad are from way back in the mountains of like Virginia and Tennessee.
That's like Eastern.
Yeah, that's still Southern
That's
stuff.
like Southeast.
No.
They got rebel flags.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between Southeast and like Alabama, Mississippi South.
Yeah.
I feel like Virginia's pretty close to that.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been
We're talking
to
Appalachian
Virginia
Mountains,
Beach.
you know, Appalachian Mountains.
We're mountain folk here.
Mountain folk even.
I come from the Pennsylvania, New York mountain folk.
That's a different whole
That's
brand.
a little north from you.
That's
yeah.
So I'm a little different on the
Right.
microphone.
Yes. So, anyways, it's yeah. I'm just, but it all depends on the country. I mean, maybe I should be more specific and say like the pop country stuff, because if we're talking Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, I can dig that.
Okay, we're good on Willie Nelson.
If we're talking, and Johnny really towards the end, when he started like doing Hurt and Rusty Cage and some of that towards his very end with when he's working with Rick Rubin, that's what I'm talking about primarily, because I thought that was really cool stuff.
Yeah. And it was cool because Rick Rubin was bringing to the mainstream what should have been in the mainstream, which was actual Johnny Cash.
Well, and he was
Johnny
a legend.
Cash never strayed from himself.
No.
He just befriended a guy who could bring him into
the mainstream
where he needed to be the whole time.
Right, and it's sad that he didn't really achieve that till the end. But I mean, you look at Randy Rhoads, go back to him, and you're talking somebody that was 25 years old when he died, and really had just broke out. He'd only really 81 and 82, and he was at the beginning of 82. He was gone. And in my opinion, two main albums, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, and those two albums, you know, you're talking 34 years or 35 years, excuse me, later, and still impacting the world.
Still, any shredder will say that they started with Crazy Train. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And I know that it's overplayed, and I know that everybody knows it, and it's corporate, and some Randy Rhoads purist is shitting their pants right now.
Oh,
but at the same time, that's where people start. That's the roots to it.
Yeah.
And he set a standard in that way. And an interesting fact about Randy Rhoads, everywhere that he booked with Ozzy Osbourne, every city that he booked a classical guitar lesson in that city.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that a long time ago.
Because he was primarily like rooted in theory.
He was, and he thought that he could. The story is behind it all, because I didn't personally know him, but I have studied him, and he's been one of my, like I said, biggest influence. He could always learn something. You can always learn something from somebody, whether you're a better musician or not. You still piss and shit the same as everyone else. You are nobody.
You put your pants on one leg at a time.
Yes, and when you look at when you ride an airplane and you look down and you see how insignificant you really are from so many thousand feet above, you know, that's what I'm saying. Anybody can do stuff. It's where your heart's at and what you desire.
And it's funny that you say that, because you say that Randy Rhoads is such a huge influence on you, and my musical hero is Zakk Wylde, his follow-up. I love anything Zakk Wylde.
The only thing I don't love about Zakk Wylde
is that he's from New Jersey and he has that southern rock. Don't give me that shit.
No, because
he's
Pride and Glory is awesome.
Pride and Glory was so much more relevant than they were allowed to be.
Absolutely. I'm a huge Zakk Wylde fan.
Oh, thank you.
Huge.
Thank
huge. I love Zakk Wylde. I really do.
But
there is no. Oh, the butt part is on his spitting shit has really got me fucked up. Don't do that shit, man. That's gross. He does a lot of spitting and hockering and catching it in his hair shit and spitting on the crowd. Don't spit on me, motherfucker. I don't care if you're Zakk Wylde or not. I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, but the thing is that I feel like Zakk Wylde could take it, and that's why he can do it.
Well, it's just.
And I'm going to back him up undeniably.
Well, he could probably take it from you.
I love the guy.
But from the 6'8" guy right here.
Look, I'm 5-0. I will give it to you. I'm the guy who's like, fuck it. I don't care. I think you're awesome. If you need to spit, go ahead.
And I've heard really crazy stories like Flea from Chili Peppers, where he took off his diaper one night and it was soaking wet, and some chick wrung out the sweat in her mouth and shit.
Okay, but like,
because she's that diehard of a fan. But to me, I don't even want to be hockered on. I don't want to drink your ball sweat. It's just all this other stuff is just not, you know.
But it's Zakk Wylde, and let me tell you. Let me just tell you about Zakk Wylde, because all right, I gotta do a little rewind. I'm gonna Tarantino this shit. I gotta give you I met Zakk Wylde, and now I gotta tell you how it happened.
Okay.
So, I was building railroads, and I had a boss who is a member of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. And anyone who's a Zakk Wylde fan knows that the Hells Angels provide all his security because he's a paying member of every chapter in the United States.
Wow.
I don't know if you knew that, but that is just one thing that makes Zakk Wylde the most real rock star there is.
Oh, he's
and that's
very
what I
real.
respect about him the most. Not to mention he's the most amazing musician of this era.
Fanboy.
I'm just saying.
Hey, how do you not? I mean, I just seen Zach play just here a while back. My wife took me for my birthday to go see him play in concert.
Yeah.
With Judas Priest.
Oh my God.
And we were like 10 feet away, and I was getting really scared I was going to get hit with one of his hawkers that he kept spitting.
But you didn't care that much. Don't lie.
He was amazing. He was. He was
you just wanted to be there.
I was absolutely loving it.
Well, I went to go see him at the Pearl Room in Illinois. And I went there because my foreman on the railroad at the time, and again, I can't say names, but my foreman was like, look, Zakk Wylde's going to be there. I know you like Zakk Wylde. If you can get tickets and you can find me, I'll get you backstage. So I immediately bought 4 tickets because I was in a band at the time and I wanted to take my band. 2 of the members didn't want to go because they were dumbasses. So I took 2 other buddies. We had a great time. We get up there and the opening band's playing and whatever. They're the opening band. They were okay, but I was there for Zakk Wylde. And I see my boss and he waves me backstage. And we go back there, and it's Alice in Wonderland. It's Candyland. It's everything that you've ever imagined about life in general always happening. Right there. And we're having a great time. We're partying. I am 8 shades of blitzed. And I'm hanging out with something. It's a woman. I don't know her name. I don't remember. I think she was awesome, but I don't know. And
More than likely, though.
And all of a sudden,
She was awesome for that night anyway.
yeah, for the time that she was there, she was great. And
Was she a 10 to 2 though? Do you
I
know what
will
a 10 to,
say-
Do you know what a 10 to 2 is?
I will say she's a 9 to 1 at least.
do you know
I
what
don't remember.
Do you know what a 10 to 2 is?
Please explain it.
for everyone who may not know.
Yeah.
Okay, for those that may not know, a 10 to 2 is at 10 she's a 2, but at 2 she's a 10. So anyway,
Right,
yeah,
right. I couldn't tell you because I don't, to this day, remember it that clearly because I was at that point. But here's what I do remember.
Uh-oh.
A shadow passes over me.
Shadow.
A shadow passes over me. And it was one of those moments where a shadow passes over you and you like, I gotta find out the source. And I turned and it's Zakk Wylde. And I'm fucked up out of my mind. And I scream at the top of my lungs, sweet baby Jesus, you're Zakk Wylde and you are a golden god. And I tell you, he stopped mid-stride. And he turned around and he put out his Paul Bunyan-sized hand. Like, all he was missing was the blue ox. And he put out his huge hand. And he grabbed me about mid-forearm. And I was in his palm. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I give him the one big-ass shake. And he goes, fucking A right, brother. And he grabs Randy Rhoads' polka dot shark fin guitar and starts the show with fucking 1969 Woodstock Star Spangled Banner, Jimi Hendrix. And I came 3 times in a row. I couldn't believe I didn't wash my
You didn't even
arm.
clean yourself off
I
afterwards.
didn't.
did you?
I was just like, fuck it, I'm unashamed.
I'm sticky and unashamed.
Exactly.
That's
and
beautiful.
I didn't wash my arm for like 3 weeks because he had touched it. I was like a teenage girl. I couldn't.
Was he
contain-
sniffing it even?
I was doing everything I could to stay as close to me as I could. And that was my Zakk Wylde experience. So I gotta say, after that, how could you not put him at that level? Because he lives up to it. I've never seen more
Did you ever get to see Dime?
hardcore.
Did you ever see Dime play?
I didn't get a chance. I did not get a chance to see Pantera, and it's something that I will regret for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah. Dime was amazing live. I can tell you that. He was. I got to see him up close and personal play and at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, and he was just phenomenal. Phenomenal, man. Just. And I seen Zach with Ozzy at the Rosemont too, and he was. I've seen him with Black Label Society. I've seen him with Ozzy. And,
That's where he was with Black Label when I saw him. But it wasn't Black Label. It was him. Let's not lie.
Yeah, right.
So, Zach Wilde, your favorite idol, your inspiration, and your current favorite band, Blackstone Cherry, Steve here opened up for. With which band were you with when you
Revolution Machine.
And interestingly enough, Blackstone Cherry has opened up for Black Label Society on tour.
See, there's a chain here.
Let's get this connection
6 degrees
going.
of separation.
And now you have opened up for Blackstone Cherry.
Right. Revolution
Blackstone
Machine.
Cherry being a great southern rock band out of Kentucky. If you guys haven't heard of them, please go out and hear of them. Specifically, Folklore and Superstition. I think that was their best album. I think by Devil in the Deep Blue Sea, they were getting a little corporate, but I'm not against it because I love it.
Right.
But
Exactly.
at the same time, Folklore and Superstition is the album to go hear. And if you want to get even more specific, Soul Creek. You're welcome. Go ahead. Put your hands on your pants and enjoy that. And while you do that, Steve, tell us about opening up for Blackstone Cherry.
Well,
With which band?
Revolution.
this was Revolution Machine that we
Your
opened up for them.
original band.
The original band.
Okay.
And that was really cool. But what was funny is I back up to 2007, and I was jamming with the band called QP. And we did...
That's his quarter pounder. Like
Yeah.
You guys were endorsed
McDonald's.
by McDonald's, right?
Exactly. We were
Gotcha.
endorsed by McDonald's.
Gotcha.
And we did Lonely Train.
Okay.
And it was...
Big train going down the line. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So it was like very cool, and I really got into them. I thought they were super cool, but I am really lost in the past and really just listen to primarily a lot of the music from my time, and never followed Blackstone Cherry a whole lot.
So
I
how
enjoyed
did
what
you
I
hook
heard.
up with them? They were
So-
just breezing through town? and what
No,
happened?
my bass player, he is a huge Blackstone Cherry fan.
And he's got great taste
And he's-
for it.
Oh, absolutely.
And their bass player is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only one who outperforms him is their drummer. I think Blackstone Cherry's drummer is like Lars to Metallica. He is the show.
Well-
Great band, but he's the show.
And what's embarrassing is when we played, we're in the back of the place, and we just got off the stage. We got through playing, and there's another guy back in the basically you call it the green room, and he really looks under the weather. And so I'm talking to the guy and everything, and I'm like, "So, are you with you with the band and stuff?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm the lead singer." And
You said he looked under the weather?
yeah, he wasn't feeling good. He was battling the flu.
No shit.
And he had chopped off all his hair. So the videos
Right,
when I'd seen him,
right.
and he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, and he had the shoulder length hair and he was kind of pudgy when you saw him. Okay.
When I'd seen him in
All
the video. So now here's this guy who's trimmed down, got real short hair. He looks like one of the roadies
Now,
more
which
than he does.
tour was this on? Was this
This
for
is-
Kentucky, his newest album?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And so I get to talking with Chris, very cool guy, and he had been in the tour bus all sick that night. I'm like, "So, what did you think of Revolution Machine?
Did you think they were great?
Did you like my band?" And
It's
he's
just
like,
an awkward situation.
it's an awkward situation.
What do you
but
do?
What do you do?
I want some props, goddammit.
And it's like, come on, man. What'd you think of us? He's like, "Well, I gotta be honest with you, man. I was in the tour bus. I'm not feeling good."
Right, I was shitting my
Oh.
brains out your entire set.
Yes, he caused me to really bust a move. But no, he was honest enough to say that he didn't listen to us. But what was cool, it was their some of their road crew and different people, manager, whatever, were there with them, and they said they really enjoyed the band and was digging our tribute we do to Black Sabbath when we play out.
Which is? Go ahead, man.
It's
Let it all out.
we do a tribute with to them, Sabbath melody of Sweet Leaf into the Wizard, you know, and then back off in Sweet
Which is
Leaf.
interesting that Blackstone Cherry likes that because they got Rain Wizard as a song. Okay.
Well, you
I
know.
get where that goes. All right. I'm feeling this out. I'm feeling it
Right, and but it was, and we had a really great response from the crowd that night too, which was super cool. And of course, it being Blackstone Cherry is a huge crowd, so we got to introduce ourselves to them. And
Would you say that was one of the high points of you?
oh, by far,
What
yes.
beats? Is there anything that beats it? Can you top opening for Blackstone Cherry?
In a way, I can. I really can.
Okay, go ahead.
I played in another cover band called Taken. And the reason why I can only say it beats it is when I was a kid, growing up in LaPorte County, we had an old roller skating rink called Casino. And
The old roller skating.
The old roller skating rink.
Yeah.
And I mean, it'd been around forever. My mom used to roller skate there and stuff. And
It's a store now, right?
It is a store.
Yeah.
When your
Yes, it
mom skated there, did Buddy Holly play?
He
Or,
was. It was that type of deal.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know.
Dude, Moses even stopped him at one time. So,
That's why he was in Egypt for fucking 40 years
Right.
trying
The
to get
three
the
wise
truth.
men stopped in and asked for directions.
and then they
Okay.
enjoyed themselves, roller skating so much they couldn't leave. So, the next thing I know, there's this place called Fox Park, which is right next to it, and it's right on the lake, and it's this like little amphitheater place that's right there, and it's so cool. And as a kid, I would go up there and I would act like I was performing on the stage, and then next thing I know, my band gets this opportunity to go play this show there, and the day we played it, it was packed. So it was absolutely amazing
Right.
just to get that, to live out a dream as a kid.
Right.
And then I also played another original rock band back in the early 2000s called Myth. And did an EP CD with them, which got a little radio play.
No shit. Okay, name the stations. Are you playing classic rock? Are you playing Q101? What were you playing?
We're
at the time?
playing Rock 103.9 The Bear.
Oh, in South Bend.
In South Bend,
All
yeah.
right.
And so that was really cool. And it was just the independent channel where they would sell, they would play like local acts and stuff. Or local
Was this
bands.
still Sunday nights?
It was Friday, I believe. Friday or
Oh,
Saturday,
because they changed it
on
to Sunday nights when we played it.
The local, yeah.
All right.
Now here's an interesting segue. So he opened up for your favorite band. We opened up for one of his favorite bands, Crowbot.
No shit, you know Crowbot.
I fucking
Oh
love
my
Crowbot.
God.
Crowbot is actually one of my favorite bands that's out right now.
Yeah.
Crowbot is fun to hang out behind a dumpster with. Let me just tell you
bet
that.
you they are.
Let me just tell you, if you want to hang out behind a dumpster with a band, Crowbot's the one to do it with.
And we opened up for them. It was about maybe 3 years ago now, right before they blew up and went over in Europe and
Right,
toured
with Black Label
with Black
and
Label
Zakk
Society.
Wylde. Here's
Yeah.
my god, this
Yeah.
is such a
6 Degrees of Separation is a real
symbiotic
fucking thing.
show. It
And
7
what's funny with
degrees to
Crowbot
Steve.
is my old bass player for Myth. He sends me a message and he goes, "So when did you start singing for Crowbot?" And I
What?
was like, "What the are you talking about?"
You know what's weird?
I can hear
is
it now.
That
I can
now
totally hear
that
that.
I listen to your YouTube shit to like get ready for the show or whatever because
Right.
I was gonna pretend to be prepared for this. And now that you mentioned the Crowbot connection, I can totally hear it. Do
Yeah.
you do Space Lord? Or no, Space Lord was
That's
Monster
Magnet.
What was the
Oh,
one?
yeah, but I do Space Lord
got-
by Monster Magnet too.
I can hear that too. But what's the one?
Not for Sale was the tune
That was a big tune, yeah.
Oh my god, that's the melody line.
are you-
Space Lord Wizard or some shit. What was that with Crowbot? Oh my god.
You lost.
But
and
the
you
thing
were
that
supposed to
was-
find out what was in his left hand, and obviously it was weed. But like,
No.
no, you're kidding.
But he calls me up. He said, "When did you start singing for a band?" I go, "What are you talking about?" And he sent me a video, and I checked it out. And I was like, "Well, dude, I'm not trying to be egotistical. Going, well, this guy sounds. I sing like this guy, so I'm gonna love him." But I go, "Dude, these guys kick ass."
Have you seen? You've obviously seen them live.
No, I have not. I've never seen them live.
Man.
When you do, not like I have to tell you, because he demands his own presence. The bass player is the dude to watch.
Yes.
This motherfucker is the next Flea. And what's interesting is if you look at the band from a corporate setting, from all the accolades that they get from big names, Rolling
Right.
Stone, all this shit, he's winning awards for bass player of new metal and
Numerous
new rock and roll.
awards, yeah.
Like he's out there, dude. The bass player from
But,
Crowbot
you know
is
what?
unbelievable.
Here's the whole thing. Your band is still only as strong as their weakest link.
As in anything, any team,
You know? And everybody's got to bring their A game every show, because if you don't, I mean, you're robbing everyone else in the band.
right?
Because it's going to be that one show where there can be that record exec. There can be,
Right. So you find that no matter what show it is, you play it the same. It's not like you go into a dive bar and play it differently
Well,
than you play.
I got to admit, and
Your biggest show
I
ever.
hate to admit this, we just did a show with Flaw.
Okay.
And I had to work. I was working 12-hour shifts. And I was so wiped out. I just gotten off a 12-hour shift, only got a couple hours sleep, went to play the show, and as soon as I got done playing and got off stage, I couldn't even watch Flaw. I had to get back to work.
Right. What do you do in your normal life when you're not being a rock god opening for all these major cool dudes?
I'm a union labor.
Yeah.
Stay in school, kids. Get an education.
That's right.
I ended up,
Represent the Democrats right now. You're speaking for the union crowd.
Oh Lord, I'm going to tell you what. When I start learning about taxes, I cannot represent the Democratic crowd right now.
Oh, all right.
Especially since my tax dollars, I pay so much in taxes, and never mind. So, anyways,
Yeah, this is not a political show.
no,
I didn't mean
it's
to take
really,
it.
it's really not. Go Trump.
I didn't mean to
But
take it.
anyways,
Jesus. Trouble That was your phrase for like a whole year.
It was because I was living with a feminist.
John
It
would
was-
say the most retarded.
It was a lot of fun. If you live with a feminist and you just claim Trump
well, hold on.
16 to
If
every
you live with a
dumb-
feminist,
Yeah.
I'm married to a chick that's got a dick bigger than mine.
Really?
Well,
Really?
that's close.
It's good for you to admit that.
I've come to terms with it. We've been married for.
Do you consider yourself gay when you go down on that?
No,
And it's okay because it's 2017 and you don't have to be ashamed.
I understand. No, because she's got a vagina.
There's still a insertion point.
That's
Yeah, there's-
fine.
right.
So you did the 2-finger.
You know what I did
come
hear?
over.
I got to tell you something though. I
Yeah.
did hear the best thing about being with a girl that's got a big dick, or
Okay.
or a transvestite,
Whatever.
or whatever you want to
Whatever
call
you
it,
wanna call
because it's
it.
2017.
What's the best of it? Please tell us.
The best thing is that you can do them from behind and like reach around and pretend that you're going all the way through. You know what I mean?
Your dick becomes so much bigger when she has one.
It's like you reach around. There it is.
Yeah.
That's me. It's me
like
I'm jerking.
It's
I swear to
me.
God.
It would be like fucking her and jerking yourself off through her mouth at the same time.
Close.
It's like
Basically, is what you're getting at.
Basically.
it's like
I
a
like-
Dutch. It's almost like a Dutch rudder.
It's like a Dutch rudder. You know the Dutch rudder? Where you go back to back so you can get the same rhythm?
No, that's not the Dutch rudder. Dutch rudder is where you're jerking off, I'm jerking off,
Right.
I'm holding your arm, you're holding my arm, and you're doing the motion.
Why's it gotta be me and you?
What? Because we're soulmates. I don't
That's
know.
true. Facebook said so.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
it's
you
true.
just celebrated however many years of friendship the other day, didn't you?
I don't know.
Did we? Did we post that? I didn't
I
share
didn't
it. No,
post
you've
it.
been Facebook. He's been on Facebook.
You made a
hype.
Facebook page for me, and
You
I can't
can't
even
log
get
in.
on it.
I seen it the other day.
Thanks, Steve. That's cool. That's cool.
But anyways,
Yeah, enough with our non-homoerotic relationship.
Why do we have to get off the homoerotic thing? Why are you so
it's
talking about
2017. You have to come to grips with
Man,
stuff
just-
now and say
Just be cool.
it's okay.
It's okay to be gay.
It's okay. It's not. for
We've
me.
joked a lot. If it wasn't for the sex, we would do it.
Oh,
Oh
completely.
man, I'm gonna tell you what. My bass player in
110%.
Revolution Machine.
Yeah.
I love that dude so much. If he could live without sex, I probably would have married him.
Yeah.
It's the
yeah.
same right
Yeah.
here.
Me and Mike.
Exactly.
110%. Like, we would do it for the insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tax
And
breaks.
then we could just go off and nail broads wherever.
It's kind of like
But-
that. What's that
yeah.
show with Adam Sandler and the other dude?
Oh, yeah. Kevin James.
Kevin James,
yeah.
What was the name of the movie though?
I love you like a dude should love another dude.
Chuck and Larry.
Chuck and Larry. Yeah.
Chuck and Larry.
Thank you.
From
And they
our-
really loved one another, but not like that.
Right. But, you know, in a band,
I really
Just
don't want to
face
be
it.
Sodomigos.
I can look right at Mike.
Amigos.
Mike, look me in the eyes.
No, I'm really
I love you, dude.
I can't
It
do
happens. It happens. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna, I'm trying to represent my band, Get You Some Revolution Machine tonight too, and here I'm saying go Trump and saying Sodomigo. And so,
right.
I mean, I'm really trying to shoot for, the right, the
The right crowd to come out and see you.
Yeah, the right
And
crowd
in
to come
Michigan
out.
City.
and
at
you know what they're
Knuckleheads.
going to experience.
Right.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow at 9:00, Knuckleheads.
And this is your cover band playing
This
tomorrow?
is the cover band.
Okay.
All right, and reiterate, where are you going to be out on the 27th?
On the 27th, which is later on, May 1st, Revolution Machine. my original band.
Wait, what happened to the 27th? We already left that behind.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't got there yet. Is this the May 1st?
Right. We need
so
the
we got to get there
27th.
first.
Can we talk about the 27th?
No, May 1st, which is before the 27th.
So you're saying...
okay. I thought you meant April 27th.
No.
Okay, so May 1st.
Oh,
okay.
we misunderstood you completely.
Okay,
I'm
so-
sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No,
with
it's
the
all
communication.
good. No.
So May 1st.
May 1st.
Revolution
Machine is with Prong. We're playing with Prong on at Big Shot, South Haven, on Highway 6.
on Highway
Okay.
6.
Yeah, corner
With
6 and McCoy.
Prong.
With Prong.
Oh my
Snap your fingers, snap your neck.
god! What would
Yeah.
you not?
May 27th, get you some.
May 27th then is going to be for Memorial Day weekend. We will be playing at Hickory Hills Campground in Bass Lake, which I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hearing stuff that back in the day, this is where a lot of the big shows used to be played. I don't know what's going on there.
How many campers are you expecting on, what's the date?
Well, it
May
depends on how
27th.
much we celebrate before we go out. We really might not care. But
Right. Who gives, just turn it up and the whole community.
they're actually, no, it's supposed to be a pretty big deal. They're having a hog roast. There's all kinds of...
But let's face it, there's an advantage to playing outdoors because the louder you are, the more people hear you.
Well, absolutely.
And they can't stop it. It's just science.
Now, I'm gonna bring this back.
It's like building a vibrator, you know. If you build it, they'll come.
Boom, bum, tsh.
True? Can we verify this?
Absolutely.
All right. The one female sitting here can verify that this is a true statement.
Yes.
So May when are you at Big Shots?
May 1st,
May
which is
1st.
a Monday night.
Okay.
So, like, a lot of times people are like, man, it's fucking Monday. And it's like, you know, what are you doing on Monday night?
You go and watch Steve.
You go see Revolution Machine open up for fucking Prong.
Fucking A, you're right.
Right.
Well done,
Now-
Steve.
We're talking about Big Shots, and I mean, we're unedited. We're gonna bring it all out there.
What'd you pay to get on stage? Come on, Steve.
Yeah.
Drop the line.
Oh, man.
Now, we're big advocates
First,
of
pass the lighter, then drop the line.
anti pay to play, and Big Shots is a great venue. I was in there before they were Big Shots, and it was a huge, amazing place.
When they were medium shots.
No. No, before it was Big Shots, it was McCool's.
Wait, that's the same place?
Yes.
I didn't realize
And before that,
because
it was a Silver Bullet.
Jim
Yeah.
Beam Warehouse. And then when somebody got shot there, Jim Beam was like, fuck you. So they were just the
Yeah.
warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Dude, I was with a metal band that almost got the fucking house band gig at that place, but then they served an underager and got shut down.
Hey, when you're in the green room and there's, like, blood all over the walls, you're
Yes.
like,
You know where you're... I didn't
this
realize
is the
this
place
was the
to
same
play.
place.
I was like, right then, I knew I was where
I
I
am
needed
so
to be.
far removed from
so home
South
right now.
Haven that I didn't realize that was going on. I didn't realize it was the same show.
It's true.
All right, so let's get down to the real nitty gritty of Big Shots. Because Big Shots has this reputation that we find different than what we want to do.
it's a little distasteful.
Yeah. We find it kind of difficult to deal with as a local band who is trying to make money on the scene.
It's not just them. There's other bars and
There's
venues.
plenty
in
of
the
bars
area.
that do it, but Big Shots is the biggest name. So we're going to target those guys because that's easy to do. Big Shots has a reputation for the whole quote-unquote pay-to-play thing. You got to pay your dues, basically, to get on their stage. Which, to us, feels like exploitation.
Yeah.
But you, having had experience on that stage specifically, what do you have to bring to this? Please defend Big Shots to the region.
Well, I just want to say that I did not have sexual relations with that woman. No, seriously. I'd have to say that, you know, there's so many bands. And, I mean, you look at yourself as a Blackstone Cherry fan. What would you have given to had that opportunity to open up for Blackstone Cherry?
I would have.
No,
cuffed
don't
the
answer.
balls.
Don't answer.
I would have
No,
cuffed the
I
balls.
don't want to know that
I
part
don't
of
even
you.
care.
I
I'd
know
cut
you
the
don't,
balls.
but I can't even visualize this and even still look at you. So
You don't have to. Look the other way. We're on.
I'm having to
fucking-
look away.
It's
no,
audio.
no, but seriously, the whole thing with all of it is, I don't dig it either. It's one of the things that's really bothered me because you put so much effort and time into being a musician and to crafting your art and doing what you do. But the whole thing is so many other millions of people. and what sets you out makes you different. And when you go out there, and a lot of the places now, this is what they want you to do. And after a while, I imagine you get yourself to a point where you're no longer in that position, but you have to show everybody what you got. And the crowd's going to represent when they come. If you bring a good quality act and you rock out, you're going to be heard.
Okay, so you play in 2 different bands currently.
Correct.
How long have you been playing with 2 different bands? And how long has it taken you to achieve the accolades that you come in here and fucking flop out on the table?
It takes years, man. I'm an old fart now, and I've been playing since like 1985.
Well, the Elvis shows in the barbershop.
Well, those started in the 70s.
Right,
This is what's really sad.
right.
I mean, daggone, if you haven't, if you're not dried up like the Sierra Desert now, to the young lady listening,
Yeah.
she's like, oh.
The one young lady listening to the 10 inches higher. Come on, please tell me there's 2.
Please tell me this old guy here talking here.
If we can get 2 to give a response on any form of social media, I will be so proud of us.
Right, I know. Well, then you got girls with daddy issues, so she might be sitting up.
And trailer parks.
I feel like
trailer parks.
I feel like though the girls with daddy issues is like it's like all over the board right now.
Well, it's because of how the way the government treats fathers' rights. But we don't want to get into
Let's
that.
skip over that.
No, let's skip over that.
So you've been playing for a while, and
Let's get into religion now.
Yeah.
But no, so
Hey,
seriously.
can we talk about politics while we're here?
No, we cannot.
All right, good choice.
Yes, thank you.
Back to your 2 bands. How long you've been playing with them, and
Well, Revolution Machine started off not as Revolution Machine. We were actually started off as Goliath.
as in David and?
Exactly. Our drummer's name is David, and he's like this little dude. So
Does he slingshot well?
definitely on a drum set.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
All right, that's all you need.
And then Get You Some was actually started off with me and the other guitar player in another cover band called Keep It Wet.
Yes, always.
Well, and tinnitus between us,
We could have done great things
totally
on
can
tour.
relate.
Keep it wet.
We could have done great
Tinnitus
things
between
on
us
tour.
keeps it wet.
Yeah.
So anyways,
We would have opened for you all night.
that'd been awesome. But, so me and the guitar player, we ended up going with me and the drummer, who I played in Pound with. And me and Greg have been playing together in band since 2005. And so the current carnation of Get You Some has been around for about 3 years.
Okay. All right. And you feel like it's taken you that much time to receive this accolation of opening for national acts, or did you get that right away?
Here's the main thing I would tell any act or any band, like with Get You Some.
Yeah, what's your advice to the people who are like, I really want to break that 4th wall? I really need...
You got to come out and
get
not
to
be...
that
People are going to come see your first act, and they're going to see, okay, this is what they do. This is... because people have been going out and they've been maybe watching this band that's local, that's been playing out a lot, and they come out and they see them play and go, okay, we've been seeing this band. These are songs they play. This is the kind of music they do. They're pretty cool. And then they come out to see your band play, and they hear what you do. And hopefully you bring it, and you're good, and you play something they can relate to or get into. And then they come out to see you again, and, it's this exact same show.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've seen this before. And I mean, if you're a really good movie, you can watch it more than once. But like the 3rd or 4th time, you're starting to quote the lines, and
Right. You can feel everything coming before it does.
Oh, they're gonna play this song next. Yep, there it is.
There it is. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this. But when you come out and you're constantly adding new material or doing stuff that not everyone else does, I mean. Granted, some songs, like we always play War Pigs. And everyone plays War Pigs, but...
No, not everyone. Everyone except 10 inches between us plays War Pigs.
We are going to.
But we were going to do our own version of the Cake version, so it was a cover of a cover. And that's where it gets really confusing.
But you get what I'm saying, man. It's like you got to do something that not everyone else is doing.
Right.
Otherwise, you might as well just see that same band that's been doing it forever.
The live band that plays Six Skinner tunes in this area.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not going to get booked into the major clubs around here unless you're playing at least Six Skinner tunes.
We just talked to
But I love
guy.
Leonard Skinner.
Well, who doesn't? But that's not the point.
We just talked to a guy last Saturday night. He showed up. We were doing our little karaoke side gig. And this guy comes in the bar right when we're closing. And he gives me a $5 bill and requests a bunch of songs. And cool, man, I play them. And
By the way, you owe me $250.
Yeah, I still owed him two songs. Whatever. And while we're closing down, he tells us he's this big promoter in the area in Michigan City. And he knows all the local big guys. Dan Moore, Justin Anderson, Mike Esper.
Johnny V, all those guys.
He knows all these guys. And he's like, so what do you guys do? We told him, well, cool, man. We're in a band. What can we do? Where can you get us in at? And he's like, well, do you guys play dance music? Do you guys play this? I said, no, we don't play Skynyrd. We don't play Sweet Caroline. We don't play the same songs every other band is out there playing. Right. And he's like, well, you guys got nothing going on. What you guys need to do is you need to break your sets down from 1 hour to half-hour sets and da-da-da-da-da. And, he had this whole formula made. And I was just like,
he was talking about starting the sets with all your slow songs.
Yeah.
Not bookending fast, slow in the middle, and then fast at the end to get people all excited. He was talking weird shit. It sounded like a weird ass cult. And I was like, I don't want to drink your Kool-Aid.
Well, check
he was not selling it to me at all. It was terrible.
I'm going to give everybody an insight on the show for tomorrow night. Get You Some is breaking out a brand new song that we've never played before. And
you don't want to tell what it is?
I'm going to tell what it is. So anyone that comes tomorrow night
publishes tonight.
already knows.
Don't even edit it.
all right, I got to edit fast.
So everyone knows what Get You Some is starting off tomorrow night's show with. It is a classic, but it's not one that every band does. We're doing our own rocked up version of Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple.
Whoa.
So this is
new for you guys too.
This is new for us. We have never.
And this is the first time. This is a premiere. At where?
Knuckleheads. This is our home bar in Michigan City on Barker Ave.
Wow.
1 block west off of Franklin.
Real close to the hospital if you've ever been in an accident.
Or, if you have too good of a time.
Yeah.
It's
Either one.
right there. I mean, you don't have far to go. So, really looking forward to it. We're playing a bunch of new songs that we have never played out live before. We're going to be doing Houses of the Holy by Led Zeppelin. That's another new one we just added to the list.
All right.
So we're primarily a classic rock band with that one.
Awesome. Did we get a final answer? Where's your view on the whole pay-to-play scene?
Yeah.
Look at me like a politician. So I would have to say...
I want to hear you kiss some babies and shake some hands. Please, right now. On behalf of Big Shots in the area.
I just want to say that I never had sexual relations with a woman.
It depends on what your definition of doing it is.
If it's oral, it's not immoral. But I would have to say that the whole thing truly is it's just one of the things that everyone's doing nowadays. And, I've seen it so many times in the past and it's really not, I'm not saying it's a great thing. This is a bad subject for me because...
No, this is a good subject for us.
No, it's not.
We got to come together on this, man.
I think we're already together
No,
on it.
level on it. Tell us
I'm
how
putting
it
a
is.
4-foot level on it right now, and I'm telling you where the bubble's reading.
Okay, right in the middle.
It really is because it's one of those things. I mean, if you're a good band and you bring it, what I hate is I have seen so many bands, like bands that I've watched go on tour, when my band has been playing for years and we got a CD out and we've been doing this and that, and we see the response from the crowd, and then we have this other band that goes up and they're playing 2 chords and the guy whatever, and they're on the road touring with these national acts, and it's like it turns into a money issue a lot of times, and that's one of the things that I hate. I mean, it is what it is, but I think if you come out and you rock and you have really good quality music and the crowd responds, that's what everything should be based off of.
Right.
And the pay-to-play deal, in my opinion, is, even though it's what's going on, I mean, everybody has to do their part, I guess.
Well, everyone's got to earn their keep, I suppose. Like,
There's so many bands. I mean, it's like it boils down to it. How many bands are out there?
Right.
And I mean, how many times can you play an A chord or an E chord or this or that? Or how many different ways can you play? Obviously, you can play several different ways. But what sets you apart from everybody else? What makes you different than the other thousands upon thousands of bands that played before?
Why is this bar going to want to actually pay you to do what you're doing?
There? And then once you come in and you show yourself, this is what they ask you to do. So you come in, you go, all right, we're a good enough band. We'll do what we can do. And you come in and you do what they ask, and then you get the response of the crowd. And, but everybody can have an off night too.
Sure.
And you have to realize that. And you got to be honest with yourself.
There's been those. We've all had that.
Yeah, on average.
On average,
it happens 1 out of every, I don't know, Mike, how many
I'll tell you a true story that's really sad for me. And that is, back in the 90s, I was a young father with kids, and I had to work my ass off to provide. I didn't have a chance to go see a bunch of concerts or see a bunch of shows. And I finally got a chance to go see Pantera.
You're talking early 90s.
I'm talking 95.
Oh!
An
Great time to be alive.
It was.
It was the best season that the Cleveland Indians have seen since the last time they were in the World Series and got their ass by the Cubs.
God damn it. You
Go
Ohio
Cubs,
bastard.
go. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. A little distraction.
I'm on the wrong side of Chicago.
You said 95, and I was living in Ohio at the time, and I loved the Indians. The 95 Indians gave me a reason to believe in God until they lost to the Braves. Thanks to a David Justice home run in Game 6. And then they signed him in the next series. They signed him the next year.
Shut up.
After he beat the shit out of Holly Berry, they signed him in Cleveland, and he did nothing. Anyway, point being...
John from 10 Inches Between Us really likes this baseball team.
Yeah.
He does.
It was a big part of my childhood.
Anything
I'm just
Ohio,
saying.
by the way.
Look, I was born there. I was raised there. I love the Buckeyes. If you cut me, I'm a cross of crimson and silver, just flowing everywhere.
I'd tell you more about my childhood, but the therapy has helped me get beyond that.
Right.
So, the whole thing with all of it is this is what they ask bands to do. And then when you come out, a lot of the club owners, you're getting opportunities because you help sell tickets to your show. That people that have been playing for years or people have been doing all this other stuff and have the gimmicks, they don't even get the opportunity to do it.
Right.
And then because you do it, it puts you on a stage that normally you would never be able to play upon. It gets you the exposure that you would never be able to get otherwise. So sometimes, like I've had a promoter tell me, it's a necessary evil. And it really is. It's just like touring. It's a necessary evil. Because your hometown's going to know who you are, but what about the next town over and the town after that?
Yeah.
And it's how far you want to go. Now, we've been offered in Revolution Machine. Now, get you some as your local bar band. I mean, I'm just going to call it for what it is. We're nothing more than, we're a cover band. That's what we do. When you're an original band, you're doing your own stuff. You're selling your own brand. And so that brand better be pretty damn good because there's a lot of brands out there.
Right.
So when you got to go out there, you got to sell your brand all around and get people craving it. And that's something that we got to do. But, it costs money to make money. And that's with anything in this life. And that's what we're looking at with here, too.
Do you feel like it is a band's responsibility to cater to that?
To bring in the crowd, or is it the
bar's responsibility to have the reputation
to
bring in the crowd to support the band?
I guess the main question there would be who's selling what? Are you selling your band? Or is the bar selling you?
Hot shit!
That is beautiful.
Well done. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Bring it in. Come on, Steve. Bring it in. Because we've been talking for 2 episodes about how this is a fucking rough scene to get in.
It is.
And we had Justin Anderson on last time, and he agreed with us. This is a hard scene to play. But this is a new corner to turn. So please,
his take on
this.
it was, and a lot of musicians' take on it is like, we're here to provide a service, entertain the people that you have at the bar. We'll keep them there, and we'll keep them entertained, and we'll keep them drinking and spending money. But then, is it our job though to bring them in initially? That's, I guess, the underlying question.
Yeah, that would be what he was trying to say about it. But what you're trying to say is this is a necessary evil.
Here, I've been playing in bars for many years, and I would have to tell you, every bar out there is going to want you to pack their bar out and make them a shit ton of money.
Well, yeah.
And at the end of the night, they're going to go, oh yeah, we got to pay the band. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. And the main thing is you have to have that bar wanting to go, I have to have your band playing here because you pack out my bar and you make me a shit ton of money. But I'm going to share in the profits of that because you make me a shit ton of money.
Yeah, okay. So, all right.
I mean, and a lot of times there's bands that sell out and will play country. Did I just say that? So,
the thing you hate the most, mind you.
I do play Far Behind by Candle Crotch.
That's not country.
It's not close. Country, but it's close. I mean, I really
it's very close.
You may as well play Nickelback.
Wait a second. Hey, one of my buddies told me he fell down the stairs the other day and wrote a Nickelback song.
Right, exactly.
So it's a very symbiotic relationship is what it ultimately ends up being. We want to back the bars because we want to put on a good show. We want to make the bar money, and so that they in turn would bring us back as musicians and play.
All right, here's the whole thing that it's really wild is I played in the band Pound, which you see me play back in the day.
Yeah.
We had a phenomenal guitar player, just smoking, who was a musician's dream to play with, the stuff that he could do. And so we get some guys in there going, oh, that dude's cool, man. Yeah, he rocks. And then I played in another band where I didn't play with that level of musicianship.
but you wanted it.
But no, it's not that I wanted it. What they played more of the bubblegum rock. They played the nickel crack and all this other stuff. And girls were up dancing.
Yeah.
And then the place, I mean, now you got girls up on the dance floor shaking what God gave them.
Right.
And you got all these guys buying them drinks because they want to get what the girls can give them.
And then the band gets booked.
And in the meantime, the bar is ranking in the bucks. And that is what sells. You know, so you can have that band that's got the phenomenal musicians that plays unbelievable and plays everything you want to hear. And you can have a band that comes out and plays 3 chords, but it's got a good rhythm or a good hook to it, and girls are up there shaking and twerking and good Lord. So anyways,
sweet Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus. So, you know, and that's fun too. I mean, I have to admit, when one of the songs that we played, when you asked me earlier what songs, you know, one of the songs we do is Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
And that always has girls up there just, oh, look what I can do.
That's my jam.
That's my jam. And I always start the show off or the song off with by going, you know, if I was to just straight up call you this, you would get pissed off.
Right.
If I was to tell you you're a crazy bitch,
you're crazy.
And at that time they're already putting their purses down, they're getting up and going, come on, let's go dance.
And as they walk away, and you go, but you fuck so good, I'm on top of it. And then they just turn around like, come on, that doesn't happen.
Well,
it's a lie. It is a lie that rock and roll tells. Don't lie. Don't lie right now. You can't do it.
Well, by not lying, I can't tell you that's not true. But anyways, you know, it's one of those tunes, and you play stuff like that. I mean, because me personally, a Black Sabbath or a Zeppelin tune is something I would prefer to play, but getting up and playing something like by Buck Cherry or, you know, some of these other bands like Sublime, I mean, it just really make people respond differently. And I'm realizing it's also my age and where I'm at right now. I'm, you know, going to be 47 this year. And so my era was really the 80s and 90s, and it's really hard to pull myself out of playing that.
You find it hard though. You want to play the stuff that you grew up with,
right? Exactly,
love.
But you can't just play what you want to love because the demographic has changed.
That is the most hurtful thing, because I just assume that I have the fucking opinion of the masses.
Like I still see those memes on Facebook where there's like the 90s happened 5 years ago. You know what I mean? You've seen that shit like.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
No.
Quit playing.
Oh, stop playing with my emotions, Smokey. You know.
Yeah. What a good time.
But you're right. There's definitely a symbiotic relationship that needs to be, I don't know, attained and maintained with the musicians locally and the bars and venues. You're gonna play what you want to play and what the crowd wants to hear.
Do you find
draw them all in?
Do you find that playing with that mindset has brought you in more financial success than doing it?
I don't want to tell you what I do for a living. I mean, it's not like working at a truck stop or something, in the parking lot. But
did you just underhandedly admit to being a lot lizard?
No, he didn't. I mean,
only
maybe.
for female truckers.
It's only it's what it sounded like.
I'm just saying. I mean,
What is a male lot lizard?
It's still a lot lizard. I think lizard.
There's not as much work.
There's no
It's
gender. There's no gender to a lizard.
All right,
Look at a lizard and try to picture eyelashes on it.
Don't assume my gender.
What the fuck?
Where's my safe space?
I need a puppy and some Play-Doh now.
No, but it is what it is. It's very hard in the music industry nowadays. It's not the same at all, and especially because of the internet. I mean, before you would go to and this is me sounding like an old fuck again. You go to the record store and you buy your album. The album be coming out.
The vinyl record.
The
store?
vinyl record.
Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted to.
It's
clarify.
true. I mean, me and George Washington used to hang out. It's true, but now you just get everything right on the internet. I mean, you pull it up. You don't pay for shit no more. I mean, the Who don't even want to put out an album now because they said why.
Right.
There's no money to be made in it, and there really isn't. I mean,
so the money is in playing live, and it's in.
It really is. It's basically a merch. I mean, let's be honest.
That's the question I was going to ask you earlier because you've been doing this for obviously a long time. We talked a lot about your history.
Yeah, since the '80s.
You've been in a couple of bands. You've done a few albums, right?
Right.
In what return have you seen from these albums? I mean, I don't need exact numbers, but success-wise, you're not you haven't hit it big. You're not in Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah, I still live in downtown Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Sí.
Mucho gusto, Laporte.
Sí.
See,
but I know we've talked to a lot of our
I'm not just talking the third letter in the alphabet.
We got a lot of friends that have other bands that have 4 or 5 albums out. Some of them that got them on Spotify and iTunes, and they're out there, but they're still working their regular jobs. They're not.
And that's what I do. I mean, I'm a union labor. I get paid from the neck down. Pour a lot of
good thing.
It's true. Gosh, man. I mean, if they went further up, I don't know what I'd be capable of.
You'd be in a fucking refrigerator box under a bridge.
He is 6'8", so.
Well,
he is 6'8".
I did used to have a van
Big
down
hands.
by the river. But
in the van.
Yes.
Rolling doobies.
It's a job in Oregon. But the whole thing is doing the music thing now is, like I said, you have to come out and do something different. I mean, we're coming out, we're geriatric, and we're trying to rock out and play some good.
You're geriatric and you're opening for Blackstone Cherry because
we're doing our thing, and we're bringing back old school rock that it's kind of went by the wayside. It's like, and everybody's got what they like, and I got what I like, and it's like if you say anything different, it's like guys that say they don't masturbate. Fuck you, you're a liar.
No, we do. No, you're right about that.
It's
once a day at least.
Twice. Don't fucking lie. You fucking.
Depends when I'm working.
Yeah, what's my schedule?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's hard in the porta potties, but the whole thing is it's just you have to be original. You have to do something not everybody else is doing, and with so many different, and it's been going on for so many years. What do you do now that's different than everybody else?
Exactly.
And now that's kind of like why it's coming full circle, doing the old going hard rock again, because it turned into Cookie Monster for a long time. Everybody was trying to scream on everything, and you started losing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
And it's one of early Pantera is one of my favorites when Phil Anselmo came out and was singing a lot of the stuff. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with anything that he did. It's just, that's what I enjoy.
Oh, God, because you mentioned Phil Anselmo, and I think he is one of the most underrated frontmen in all of rock and roll. I think Phil Anselmo brings the show no matter what it is. And
Unfortunately,
I know that he's been in the news recently for being a racist bastard.
I don't really care about that because
Me neither.
They're all racist.
Because dear God, can that man do his job?
But until the night that I seen him,
You saw him.
the only time I got to see Pantera, and I mean I hate telling the story because it's a true story. And that is, he was so fucked up he couldn't perform, and he incited a riot. So here I am.
How so?
Riot police, all the lights on inside the Rosemont Horizon, them shutting the show off because he could not sing. He was singing out of time, out of key. He was forgetting the lyrics to the song. He was cussing out the crowd.
Oh, wow.
He wore a ski mask through most of the concert, and you didn't even know it was him until he took the mask off, and it was him.
Really?
Singing off his back. I mean,
I am extremely disappointed.
Dime was phenomenal, but I could see the look on Dime's face, like, what the fuck? And the experience of being able to see Dime was definitely well worth it and very cool, but Phil fucked up my show. And but you got to think how many shows they play, and like I said, everyone has an off night. So I got to give it to Phil for that and what the work that he did in his stuff.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin, there's Phil Anselmo selling out Russia. What was it, 3.1 million tickets in Russia?
And that's my
Aren't they in the Guinness World Record book for the most tickets sold ever?
And that's what I'm saying. And you watched the videos from that show, and it was like, holy shit, wow. But I happened to go see him in Chicago, and Phil made the show fucking suck.
Wow.
And I really hate that.
Oh.
But, like I said, and me being a singer who has had some off nights, and I had one here within the last year where I did about 25 Jell-O shots.
Yes.
And,
I blame Bill Cosby.
Well,
You did Jell-O shots and then drank a Pilsner, right? Oh.
Well, no, I said it tastes so good. But,
J-E-L-O.
he's often made some pudding pops.
Yeah.
How do you resist pudding pops? But I've had an off night where I wasn't able to perform, and the way I should have. I mean, the wife would tell you more than I should. But that's a whole different story and a different band.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what was your worst night ever? But apparently I feel like we're building into this.
Yeah, go ahead. Let it
Worst
out.
night. Well, one of the worst nights ever was definitely our sound man got married, and
that's awful.
well,
Some of those things last forever.
you start to begin why people laugh at funerals and cry at weddings. But anyways, we played at his show or his reception, and I had done like about 25 Jell-O shots, and yeah.
Did you try to cover What's Love Got to Do with it?
I think we did some Bee Gees. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
No.
That's embarrassing. All right. No, that's good. That's good, though. Because it shows what you have to do to be a band on the scene. You have to pretend to be rock.
But you have to know your standards and not play country.
Yeah,
either.
no, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. You don't want to dip below Route 30.
No, I mean,
Country song.
One.
We do play one.
And we rock it out.
We do.
it's not Luke Bryan, is it?
No, it's Wagon Wheel.
We do Wagon
We're not
Wheel.
going to lie. We do a really...
Ain't that the dude that used to be in Hootie?
Hootie and Blowfish, Darius
but
Rucker.
It's not like it was his song. He covered it.
What's up with him and Aaron? What's his name? Lewis or
From Stained.
yeah? I mean, I
Doing
heard
country?
Mud Shovel to country now, and it's like, dude,
Really?
What happened?
I
in your
didn't know
life?
he
Did
took
you get
Stained
divorced?
and put a fiddle to it.
Did you get divorced? I mean,
Right. Did you lose your truck?
your dog got ran over.
Right.
I mean, what happened?
Exactly.
Something bad.
Play his record backwards and his life is awesome.
They say if you do play country music back, you do get your
dog and wife and
Yeah.
everything else back.
Everything
yeah.
else comes back to you. It's a good life.
I feel like that's old school country though. It's not so much the case anymore. But
Well, that's because
I can
new
dig the
country is
old.
pop with the fucking 10-gallon hat. That's all it is.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out. I come from LaPorte County, Indiana, and I'm seeing these kids with cowboy boots and plaid shirts and all this stuff right here in LaPorte, and they're like talking like this and stuff, and I'm like, you are from LaPorte County?
Right. You are from Northwest Indiana.
Why are you talking like this? 'Cause
You
make
don't
no
need
sense.
to pretend like your IQ is that.
Well,
Especially when last year you were saying, hey man, what's up? shit, what's up?
Right.
That was last year. What is this year? I don't get it.
Unless you're south of 30, you shouldn't be talking like that.
Right.
Once
South
you hit
30 is
once you
it's
hit
a different
30,
territory.
you're now southern.
And that's the magic of the region. You know what I mean? If we book shows south of 30, we need to book more country songs.
Right.
Because that's
Well, you
and
get
that's what
south
you're
of
saying.
30 and...
Hey, don't back away from it now. That's what you're saying. Play the crowd, right?
Exactly. I mean,
Okay.
but you know, you have to also have your standards, your limitations.
You're a musician.
Mankind
Artist.
has got to know his limitations.
All right. So, in closing, Steve,
Yes, sir.
from two different bands, one being
Revolution Machine, the original band.
the original band Revolution Machine, and one being the cover band
Get you some.
Get You Some.
Get you some.
With an apostrophe. So if you're looking up on Facebook, guys, GET apostrophe CHA some.
That's not where
Get
I
you
would put
some.
the apostrophe.
SOME, not SUM.
Right. SOME.
Don't assume that.
I tried searching earlier, and that's what we came up with. So
All right. So, in your experience with both bands, you have talked about your low. What is your absolute high? What is the reason that you will go out and play songs you don't like to get a reaction from a crowd, to get a certain stage, to get a certain crowd, to push yourself?
in 2 minutes or less.
Right. In 2 minutes or less. Tell us the one thing that stands out in your mind that says, this was the reason that I got into this.
Wow.
Go ahead. It just got heavy.
It just got real heavy.
Go ahead. Pour
I
out
would
your
say,
soul.
I would have to
In 2
say
minutes.
that in 2 minutes, that I never could have gotten laid as much as I did.
Yes. All right.
I would have to say I want to have the hot wife that I do now. Seriously, when you see people getting into your music and they're getting off on it, I mean, Randy Rhoads, who is like my biggest musical influence and inspiration, said you should strive to be a musician way before ever a rock star or anything like that. I mean, if you're trying to do it for recognition or anything more than just making music, I mean, then you're a fucking poser. I mean, or literally, I shouldn't say that. I mean, because I want to be a musician first. That's me. If your whole thing is just to go out there to get some everybody else's recognition, then I guess that's what you're about. I just want to make good music. I want people to enjoy what I'm doing and to respond to it, you know, and to really be into it. And then I feel like I accomplished something. I made someone happy, because music is such a universal language that can take you in time to a point in time in your life. It can bring back beautiful memories or sad memories or any kind of memory, you know. And I just enjoy playing music, period. And if something ever comes out of it, great. And if it don't, then it is what it is. I still had a good time in the meantime. And every show is its own new opportunity.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a full house or two kids sleeping in the corner.
Because we've
done that. That's a whole
done
other
both
story.
and everything in between.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the 5 years
Yeah.
that we've been on the road, we've done that and everything more.
We've had the cheer of the crowd, and we've had
The golf clap.
Slow clap, like, hey, you guys showed up.
hey,
Yeah.
are you guys done?
Right.
So
Every show you play as if it's the fucking the show.
Can we put the jukebox on now?
well, and I mean, you never know what show you're going to be at, and all of a sudden there's that record label, or there's that guy that has the connection, you know, and you never know who you're going to be playing in front of.
Right.
All right. Well, we're going to cut you off. I hate to cut you off, though, but I know you got things to do. You got places to be.
Absolutely.
So we got Get You Some playing
Tomorrow
night to be April 22nd at Knuckleheads in Michigan City. I will try to get this out tonight. I don't know if it'll happen.
We start at 9:00.
And after that...
That's exactly 11 hours and 22 minutes away.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Don't be late.
You're a fucking Rain Man on that.
Don't fuck with me, bro.
Then you have Revolution Machine May 1st
with Prong.
At Big Shots.
Big Shots on
in
Highway 6.
Valparaiso, Indiana.
Actually, it's
South Haven.
No, it says Valparaiso on the Facebook.
It's South Haven.
You can tell because all the
So the
houses
corner
have
6 in
roof.
McCool?
Yeah.
Corner 6 in
Yeah.
McCool?
Big shots in South Haven. So
Snap your finger, snap your
Revolution Machine opening up for Prong. And then May 27th.
Get you some again in Bass Lake at Hickory Hills Campground.
All right, guys. So be sure to check that out.
And both of these bands have they each have their own individual Facebook page, right?
Yes.
So you can look up either Get You Some.
Or Revolution Machine on Facebook. Revolution Machine also has a YouTube channel. And we also have a webpage, revolutionmachinerock.com.
All right. So you guys all need to go out there, like them, follow them, share them, do all that good social media shit.
So that's how you make it. If you got a band that you like and you're willing to endorse them, you're willing to like them, share them, that's what's going to put somebody out there. I mean, and if you don't, you don't. I'm not asking anybody to like my shit that don't like it.
But the truth of the matter is, it's as easy as pushing a button.
It takes 10 seconds of your time.
Right.
Yeah, but don't get
else-
false advertisement. I'm going to be I'm that guy though. I don't want you to like my shit if you don't like it.
Not me. I'm like, just push the fucking button. That's all I need from you. If that's all you do, that's okay with me. I don't need much. You know what I mean?
Don't need much,
Right.
but I want your life.
All right, Steve. It is time to sign off for
All right.
episode 3 of the 10 Inches Insider. What would you like to leave as parting wisdom for up-and-coming bands who are looking to get on this scene right here, right now?
In the region.
In the region, come out, be original, but be you. Play from your soul. Period.
Does it need to be any more difficult than that?
No, you really don't. I mean,
It's simple and
don't
deep.
try to be something you're not, and don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. Come out. If yourself is an Ozzy Led Zeppelin clone because that's what you were growing up influenced by, I'm not saying that's what I am, but maybe. Then fucking go for it. I mean, don't be something you're not. If that's who you are, then be who you are.
Embrace it, right?
Embrace it.
All right.
So to
So
that.
essentially, no matter what you're doing, get 10 inches deep in it
Get
and
10.
fucking do it.
You gotta just do it, and if you don't, then compensate. Put on extension. I mean,
Right. Vibrator, strap on, whatever.
They have
know-
those things nowadays. Yeah.
It's 2017.
Let's not get into that. We
even the
gotta.
kind with the Briggs and Stratton motor,
Yeah. Pull start,
pull start.
diesel.
Absolutely.
That's
Well,
right.
2-cycle.
Go Texas.
Absolutely.
That's right.
The Bears.
Buy American, fuck American. All right, guys, this has been the 10 Inches Insider. This has been Steve from both Get You Some
Revolution Machine.
and the Revolution Machine. Like them all on Facebook. Share them to all your friends. Get these guys nationwide. This has been our review of the scene, the area, the love that goes into all of it. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. We will see you next time, guys. Tune in for episode 4. We appreciate you. Love you. Long live the nation.